Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. Welcome to this part, which I think it might be the eighth part. I'm hoping it is seven, eight. Perhaps it's the ninth. The ninth. This is the ninth part of "You Are Dead, but You in Jail." Now we are really going to concentrate on getting out of jail and living and being free, enjoying your life, have more abundance, and have it in plentiful, so you can be replenished, multiply, be fruitful, have dominion, subdue, and so on. Okay, not in this order, but you will know which order to put it in. All right, I'm going to breathe. Let's take a look and see how we can identify the gods on the sacrifice template. Okay. We are going to do the exercise. We are going to continue our exercise on the gods and to see, for instance, so let's begin with the created God, Created. I want to say that the created God, remember that food is very central. I have 2 hours. There's something here. Okay. The gods are really helping me, reminding me. Okay, so we have eight here, and that is eight. This is where the God is hidden. The God is hidden in food, in the breath, in anything like in fate, FATE, or uh, cultivate, and eight. So you can see in breathe, in the middle of breathe, as I have pointed. Okay, so we see here for create that it is a very powerful God, because we have this God who created has the A in the middle, the A, and this is looking like the, what is the word, vesica piscis, or vesica piscis, right here, and that's what it is about. And that's why, of course, people, this is the feminine, the uterus here, and this I'm just seeing right now. Okay, so there we are, and that's what people see as food. Well, everything is food. Okay. Um, okay. Yeah. So we have this A here, and so on the black white as well, we have that. So we see black has the A in the middle of the heart, in the middle of the brain, in the middle of well, not quite the earth, but it is in the earth, whereas white hasn't got the A in there. Okay, so created, we have here C, but R, created, has done this thing, and it has gone to inland revenue, which we call it, has gone to R, E, and we have the E in the middle. So created is really well spread here. We have the A already, T, we have T, and E and D. So created has more resources, or more resources here, we would say that, let's see how we're going to do, free, there's 9. It would be good to do this in contrast. Okay, so let's look at the ones onto this side, which is 3, 1, 2, and D, which is 4. Okay, I'm doing the values and doing the columns at the same time. Okay, but basically it goes to 4. So created goes to 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So basically this side is covered with the resources to create, have all these resources to create. So it's C, E, A. The E is in the middle, so we could leave the E out. E, A. Wow. Cat, C, A, T. see. I'm still checking because that's why there's a thing about the cat, the black cat. Okay, all right. Oh, it's making sense. Okay, and then we have D, of course. D. So it's only owl. Oh, created is only owl from the other side. So I'm missing something here. So oh, we have two E's. So that comes here. Okay. All right. So that means the created God, for you to really get out of jail, create. You need to create and recreate. But if you need to, okay, our births after its kind. Find a way, nine. It means you need to birth something. You need to create, to birth something or birth a creativity. This is what I'm saying. Birth something that you can sell to, and they of course going to want to tax you because this is inland revenue, but you will be able to at least see how to maneuver yourself there and come back with that which you have created here. You need to get out of that jail. Just get out. Okay, so we had created. Let's see the said God. Oh, I love the said God. The said God is is the one who's doing the videos, chatting. Let there be this. Let there be another video. I mean, the gods did say to me, yeah, from 2 days ago. That's the last video you should do on numerology. I said, okay, now perhaps this is where they gave me the test to see, am I doing everything their way? As I'm saying, no, I feel I need to do this so people can get to know you better, have the resources so they can apply the nature of the 14 gods and become better. There's an exchange of things. So I think they agreed. Okay, so S. We have S here. We have A on there. And I, of course, you still need to go and get your ID. Somehow you need to find an ID, but you already have D this side, so just find I. Basically, get a perspective of who you are. Begin from where you're at. Go to the mirror, look yourself in the eyes here, people. Because your naked eyes can begin to give you some kind of perspective. It's like the physical being a root or representation to the spiritual. Go with intent. Any word with I, start using that. What does I mean to me? What is the I? How can I find my self identity? How can I discover my self identity? Already, all you need to do with the said God, is find that I. The said God is saying you need to open your third eye. Open your eye, basically. That's it. So, and that's all. So the said God is just, and it's 4 letters, which is foundation. Created is 7 letters, which is that telling you you can create and you can also rest after. So let's see the soul God. The soul God is very funny. The soul God has this W because the soul God is the C soul. Oh, I saw. This one saw. Also, all this. But it's the 3, the M, the E, and the W. The soul God is cutting left, right, and center because he is saying no matter what it is, there's W. It's like you cut an orange and there's orange in each piece of orange you cut, so there's double. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's see. So 115, again this is 7, so like an axe. Okay. So like a saw. Yeah, it's saw, it literally cuts, or it's saw is in sight. And that's how, it's it's very clever like that. So the God saw can see in the physical and also can be active in the physical and also in the spiritual, in the vibrational. So there we go. See which God you need that can work for you. Then, so God, when you see something, I know it may sound strange to begin with, but you can, it's like you speak to anything else. Everything should have a name. When you see something, oh yeah, okay, and it's registered. So saw God. What did I see? What do I need to see? This side or that side, whatever. Okay, and seven. Okay, like some people say, oh, I didn't see that, that kind of thing. You understand? Now, soul God, then we have divided God. Divided God works very much like the soul God, divided. Okay. Oh, did we do the soul God? Yeah, okay, W. So here we are. There is no excuse for not being able to see enough, well enough, because the said God has told you, open your third eye as well. But the soul God is like telling you, giving you an opportunity to see both sides of yourself, like your physical, like I said, and your mental or spiritual. It's like observe yourself. That's it. Okay. Divided God is like Eve in the middle with two eyes here, and like the A upside down A is like there. But the divided God, let's see, ID, you have three D's here. You have E as well. So for blacks, you're doing well with the gods here. You're doing very well here with the gods. The only letter that has showed up for with the gods we've done so far is I. And perhaps that's why we are so occupied with I want, I did, I whatever. But we'll see what's happening here. But so we see two eyes ahead now with the divided God. The divided God is really saying, look, giving you the opportunity to observe yourself even more, like the said God, like we the soul God. Okay, so the V now, V is oh, V is actually in development as well. So this is giving you a perspective. This is like also a death, the four out death. This is where you dream. You go and dream. You divide. This is the morning and the night. This is the opposites, the up and down. So when you go to sleep, of course, maybe you need to there's the dividing, and get into your inner core somewhere. So find ways of being creative with dividing. You know whether you forgive again. Perhaps you need to forgive someone. The divided God is asking you to do this and so on. So while we have divided, which I would like to see here, like the V here divided. I'm going to make this short, so I won't go too much into this. There's so much to the gods, but I'm just giving you basics here. But there are three D's in divided, and 3 fours are 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 is like the divided is perhaps telling you to break away from this W, the other person, to have an objective perspective of someone or something or a situation. Okay. And actually, divided also equals free. So that's exactly what, it's giving you a perspective to, divided is here. And then we have the cult God, Called. Oh, I could see the cold God. This is the serpent doing this, calling, and because it's the sound mind again. So we have three. The cold God equals 10. So again, we have done 10 is 1. But we see what we are doing here is that the cold God has C here it's got A here, it's got two L's here, and it's got E here, and it's got D here. So that means the called God, it's almost saying that the first creation, which is of the 9 letters, which is of the 9 gods, is showing very much here. The only thing which I'm getting is that when it said that they ate of the fruit and their eyes was open, because this is the only letter we have seen. People, can you see how robust this template is? I hope you really see this, how robust this is, because so far we have not had any other letter than I over there, and everything is coming here and into the new. Okay. So the LL, walk this way, walk this way. Okay. And you could see how you can apply the gods with the letters. Which God do you relate to? Which God is that could be your personal God? You could use a personal God as in your life path number or your day number. I've used mine on my day number, which is the said God, which is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, so 6, of course, births a lot. I have done that, but I do resonate. You'll get a feel of the gods, but you need to work with all the gods still to familiarize yourself. So we have done divided called. Now we are doing called God. We do the set God. Here is the set God. The set God is so 3 letters. Here, S-E-T. That's the set God right here. S-E-T. So whenever you are creating or doing something, this is perhaps the only place you really need, you get all your resources, you do a setting. This is what Hollywood perhaps is really working with right here, because remember the cast, CACAST, Hollywood cast is really there. This is where everyone's working, being creative, being, doing whatever the director is saying, no, this way, that way, stand this way, do this, and all these things. And if you're lucky to get it right, you have to develop your skills in there as well. Of course, there's always someone who dies in there. Okay, the Jesus who dies there. So they said, we got that. Okay. Blessed. This is the Christian's favorite God. It's almost like they know no other God, but they realize there's a realization, because the blessed God is actually the 9th God anyway. So the 9th God, of course, just brings back after saying, bless you, sister, sneeze or no sneeze, eat or no eat, bless you, bless you. So this is where the blessed God comes in. Now, of course, what Christians had not really worked out, if you like, the 2 serpents are very much in this here. Like, this is where it's like they there in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 letters, but the blessed God. BLESSED. Yeah. Okay. But even if it were one, that's where the seed is. So they, of course, have learned, Christians, that to say bless you actually is bless. This is the blessed God, but they say bless you, but it's the blessed God. Okay. It's the blessed God who gave and said, the blessed God has to say be less, to be less, but to say be less is that you are not, because he's blessed, you have to replenish. And it was after that the commands or the gift was given to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, I'm repeating everything, subdue, and have dominion. Okay. So fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. That is all. That's all you need to be able to create. You need those to create. You need to subdue. You need to be fruitful. Be fruitful is that you're starting the cycle over again. Fruitful, I think, is 11, but fruit is 11. Okay. So this is, so where have we got blessed here, people? Where have we got blessed? So it's B. I have I have some videos I done on the letter B, or B for or honey, and you would be amazed because I saw the correlation of B as in the 13, number 13, how it is an incubator and how one can slave in that incubator to save or to serve. So BL, okay, here we are, BLESSED. So Christianity is here. So I'm beginning to understand why, perhaps why Christianity has not showed this as much, because all it is that because they tell you to say I is really being vain, or when someone is I is about the ego and so on. But this is interesting. Okay, so and this is of 7 letters, so this is denoting again the days of creation. So you bless, you take less of that. And let's just see, there's something I'm feeling, there's the foundation, so it's BLESSED, but the characters themselves is BLESD. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just as I thought. Well, I actually thought was 4, to be honest. Okay, so what I am going to show you quickly with B, when they say to be or not to be, to be, okay, B. B is a formation, the formation of 13. And actually, when you come to agree, you have this equal sign, like anything, whether it was you come in, whatever deal it is that you're doing, whether I had 10 and you had 3, and we agree to, we shake hands, the deal is done. The deal is saved. So it's like double D here. Sounds like a bra. Okay, so here. And another thing we see that can happen here, because is having something that you can create with. So you can look at B and say, oh, I can actually see a C or an E, or I could actually see an F. Okay, but I did do something, or I could actually see one here. I could actually see a C here. I could actually see P and CP. Okay. All right. Now, so bless God. So the 9 gods, all we have seen here, the gods have given us, or we have been blessed with letters, with 35 characters, with the letters. What we have seen here is that in nine gods, only this letter here goes on to the right. Could that be one reason why the white, which is right, is always coming this side in this path to bring, to take, to receive, to plant, to draw, whatever it is? Could it be? Okay. Now, I want to say that while I speak of white, black, I see this as function which any person of color, shade, creed, or anything should take this and stop just saying, oh, I'm black or whatever. And if you're finding that you are feeling lack restricted, restrained, whatever it is, because you need to be less of something. So by being less, like the serpent has to move. It moves along to shed its skin. After it shed its skin, it has to move. It's movement. So you cannot stay in this all the time. No, it's time to get out of jail. Remember, jail is J-A-I. You are still looking for self-identity. Okay. With some luck, you will get it. So let's look at ended. The ended God now. This is where and God ended. Ended is the fifth, it equals 5, which is saying it has a key. It must have had a key, that God, to be able to do, this other creation or whatever it is. So the ended became 5. 5 is a key. We see 5 is here. Okay. Now, END, let's look at this. ENDED. ENDED. This God ended. That's a full stop. It's like ENDED. ENDED. That's a full stop. But it just goes like something like like this. That's it. That's not having. Right. So that was how a full stop is meant to be. That's where the God ended. Okay. We see that here. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. So ended God was here. Now let's see the formed God. FORMED. Now we will see, while these 9 gods were there, it's like the baby is in. Oh wow. The baby is in the womb. The baby is in the womb. It's like when your eye is not open, you're still in the womb. And so when you were birthed, your eyes are open. It's the story just have layers and layers and layers, people. The same way now, when you like, I think my eyes are open, or wanting that desire to have my eye open, then after, in your developmental stage and finding the new levels of life, you are still seeking for another, your third eye, to be open. That's why divided has 2 eyes, but it's still giving you. And God had planted the man and sent him to the far east of the garden. This is where I think he planted. Okay, planted equals 9. So, and that's why God planted the man in the far east of the garden. Yeah. East is 9 as well. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. So I know formed is 7. So let's look at number 7 as well. So ended is 5. So let's look at formed. Formed is FOR. Oh, you see. So there's another level coming here. You're no longer, this is where you get in a different dimension, a different realm, a different whatever it is. You're no longer there. FORM. You still need to go to development. Yeah. So your inland revenue, Fox City, development, and of course our inland revenue, right? M, development, FOR. So you are in Fox. Okay, so you're really, of course, the O, you need to work your way out, going around first till you get yourself round. And R, and M, and E, to be new, and D. So there's a lot of development information. You're being formed right here. So what we see here, that formed has not gone any further. We're going to have the D here onto this side. D onto this side. So far, this is it, people. This is it. All the other videos that I have done to show you how you have been in jail through the 9 months in the womb, because jail there now becomes your womb. The word womb is 8 as well, which is 8. So you are eating whatever they give you, whatever you is being served while you were in jail. When that water breaks, when you break out, this is what the word break, God was asking for breaking, building, burning, and all this kind of sacrifices, which were 5 sacrifices, which is asking as well about the key, finding the key, which you already have, and I showed you this. So you are going to have the key, and this, of course, we see is necessary for you to overcome these other 5 gods, which is ended God, formed God, caused God, planted God, and breathed God. Oh my God. I think I have, let me just be thankful that we see that these five gods, which come to 38, 38 actually equals 11, and 11, this is the God's hair. We need to master. It's like mastering your, your shadow. Be observant of the mirror. Wow, this is, I wanted the answers, and I like to do my videos like this because while I'm doing the videos, and perhaps it happens the same for everybody while they're doing a video, but it's like the key, because I'm number 5 as well. I'm the 5th child of my parents out of 14, 4. So this is why, again, the number 14 is very symbolic, and I wanted to understand why am I the 5th child who has a different father to the 13 siblings. This is the Last Supper. So I was planted basically. Planted on the other side in another family who of 8 siblings, which I am the last. So this is where the gods were saying, let us create, and I was that new creation in that sense. Also, my first name is number 5 in numerical expression. Oh, wow. And I have so many 5s. I am just so grateful that I'm able to work out this 5, because 5 is constant change, change, change. Of course, the word change equals 11, I think, and that means it's always telling you about rebirth, rebirth, rebirth. So 38, people, this is what, so we have, I'm going to do this here so we can end this on here. So we have done the ended God, ended, and we had, I want to just do this in a way, 'cause now we have done the formed God, ended, formed, caused, okay, formed, formed, caused, caused. I think the gods are making their presence felt here. Caused, planted, no, breathed, breathed, and planted, planted. Now there is something we could also observe. We see that we have some tools that in breathe, again I had pointed this out, that the word eat is in the middle of breathe, where this is where when God breathed, so God and man became a living soul. That would indicate that this creation that we need to master is what do we eat, why do we eat, or what substance, because the food was hidden in the breath right there. So that is really something for us to pay attention to. And we have us here, us. So I have played with these. You have the gods as your toys if you like. And this is where we learn again. It is said in Proverbs, for us to understand ourselves, observe the ants. And this is where we see that the ants, they have their colonies and all of those things. So could it be that when God planted, that was here in number 2, ant, we see the ant here, which is 152, and this gives us 8. So the ant in this, like, or in this position is God, because 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8, and that is also representing God right there. We have 2 letters on either side. This is 10, this would be 1, and this is 9. So of course 1 plus 9 is 10. So we can see that God is being really smart. And an ant, this is why Jesus says something to the effect as, if you lift up the stone, I am there. What is there? Worms and ants and insects right there. Of course, the word land, land, you are the land, and that's why the Bible is planted in you. The codes, the bee, the breath, then God breathed. That did everything right there. With the brief, the Bible is coded in you people. Okay, because the B is the Bible. So we have this comes all 5, 7, 8, 9, and 9. This all comes to 38. I'm going by memory, and 3 plus 8 is 11. People, can we see how these gods here left their mark there? And the other gods that we, because on the other side, it would be fair to also add the total of the gods on, let's see, so these are the 38 gods here, and so we added these gods here as well, and they come to, see, 40, so which is 4. Okay, so 4 plus, what have I just done? This is where the brain is saying enough. Yeah, 4. So this is where 4 plus 11. So it was 4 and it's plus 11. Okay, 11 is giving 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is actually 7 for the whole of creation. Here, God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. SIX, and on the 7th day he rested. So basically, people, the rest actually is in, this is how you'll see the rest. This is 16. 2 eighths are 16. So there is an 8 in an 8. This is how God hides 2 eighths. And he said to eat. Now, I think we are on 41 minutes. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you find this very beneficial. Please get out of jail and let the gods work with you. You need new friends, new companions. Let the gods be your companion, and have something, whether it's like I have a stone which has 51 on it, and 51 is 6. This is what I said, 6 is my number. It all happens synchronistically, but you can do this consciously, people. Get out of jail, and I wanted to emphasize the language I may have to do just one more to show you again. Of course, perhaps I don't, because I have showed you how all the letters are and how we have been restricted with the language. And so you can begin to, follow your own path, your intuition, because this is a lot of gems. And, just begin to digest what you can. Digest what you can. Thank you very much. I am so grateful and thankful for this wonderful. I wanted to do something on the Green Mile because I think I would tell you to watch the Green Mile, observe the hats, when they've got the caps off. Observe the color, it's black and white. I did a lot on black and white. Observe the handshakes. There's two hands, so it's four. There's two handshakes that were really significant and symbolic. Try and see what the messages are for you. But of the movies and things I have watched that can give you a lot on numerology, the Green Mile, certainly the 9 miles. Okay, thank you. Stay ignited.